The great hall of the Galactic Council fell silent as Ambassador Marcus Stone stood before the assembly of 12 alien species. The crystalline beings of Vega Prime hummed disapprovingly, while the tentacled delegates from the outer rim clicked, their mandibles in disgust. Above them all, the ancient elders of Proxima floated in their energy cocoons, their verdict already decided. "Humanity," proclaimed Elder Voss, his voice echoing through the vast chamber, "stands accused of excessive aggression, territorial expansion beyond approved limits, and the corruption of 3 peaceful species into militaristic societies. Council finds you guilty." Marcus felt his jaw tighten, but kept his expression neutral. Behind him, Captain Lisa Hunt and Admiral James Carter remained stoic, their hands clasped behind their backs in perfect military posture. They had expected this outcome, though it stung nonetheless. "The sentence is immediate exile from Council space," Elder Voss continued. "All human colonies within the protected zones must be evacuated within 1 solar cycle. Any human vessel found in Council territory thereafter will be destroyed without warning." The chamber erupted in approval from most delegates, their various forms of celebration creating a cacophony of alien sounds. Only the representatives from New Kepler remained silent, their scaled faces showing what might have been sympathy. 3 months later, the last human transport ship crossed the boundary into the void sectors, the lawless regions of space beyond Council control. Behind them, they left pristine worlds and carefully maintained trade routes. Ahead lay unexplored systems, hostile environments, and the unknown dangers that had kept even the mighty Council at bay. Admiral Carter stood on the bridge of the flagship Defiance, watching the stars shift as they entered their new domain. "Status report," he commanded. 17 colony ships, 43 military vessels, and approximately 2 million civilians successfully evacuated, reported Commander Ben Rogers. "We've also received word that the Kepler delegation has secretly provided us with detailed star charts of the void sectors." Carter nodded grimly. The Keplers had been humanity's only allies in the Council, and their covert assistance would prove invaluable. "What about resources?" "Limited but sufficient for short-term survival. We'll need to establish mining operations quickly." Within the first year of exile, humanity encountered the Ravagers, a species of cybernetic pirates that had terrorized the void sectors for centuries. Where Council expeditions had failed, human ingenuity and determination succeeded. Captain Hunt led a daring assault on their primary stronghold, while Admiral Carter coordinated a 3-pronged attack that shattered their fleet. The victory sent shockwaves through the region. Species that had cowered in hidden enclaves for generations began to emerge, drawn by tales of the newcomers who had accomplished the impossible. "They fight like demons," whispered the insectoid hive queen Lara to her court. "But they offer protection to those who join them, not subjugation." The second year brought contact with the Forge Masters, an ancient race of warrior engineers who had retreated to the void sectors after losing a war with the Council millennia ago. Their leader, Warlord Kane, challenged humanity to single combat for the right to passage through their territory. Marcus Stone, no longer an ambassador, but now a colonial administrator, accepted the challenge personally. The duel lasted 3 hours, neither combatant yielding until both collapsed from exhaustion. Kane, impressed by human tenacity, declared the match a draw and offered an alliance instead. "Your people understand honor," Kane said his medical teams tended to both fighters. "The Council has grown soft in their protected gardens. But here, in the hard darkness between stars, strength matters." By the 5th year, humanity had established 12 thriving colonies and commanded a coalition of 7 species. Their technology, once considered primitive by Council standards, had evolved rapidly under the pressure of survival. Human engineers worked alongside Forge Master Smiths to create weapons that could crack asteroids. human doctors learned from Kepler healers to treat wounds that would have been fatal before exile. The turning point came when the Council faced invasion from the Devourers, an extragalactic swarm that consumed entire star systems. Their perfect formations and coordinated fleets proved useless against an enemy that cared nothing for diplomacy or reason. Elder Voss, his energy form flickering with desperation, sent a coded message to the void sectors. The Council requests assistance. Admiral Carter, now graying but still sharp, read the message aboard his flagship. Around him, representatives from the Void Coalition waited for his decision. The Forge Masters wanted revenge. The Keplers urged mercy. The other species looked to humanity for leadership. They exiled us, said Captain Hunt, now a general commanding her own fleet. Called us too aggressive, too dangerous. And they were. Right, Carter replied quietly. We are dangerous. The question is whether we're dangerous to our friends or just our enemies. The human response came not in words but in action. 300 ships emerged from the void sectors, bearing the combined might of the Coalition. At their head flew the Defiance, its hull scarred from countless battles, but its weapons charged and ready. The battle for Council space lasted 6 months. Where the orderly Council fleets had been swept aside, the chaotic adaptability of the Coalition forces proved effective. Human tactics, refined by years of desperate survival, turned the tide. Species that had never fought together learned to coordinate under human leadership. When the last Devourer ship was destroyed, Elder Voss approached Admiral Carter on the neutral ground of an abandoned space station. The Council formally lifts. Your exile, the Elder said. WE miscalculated your people's potential. Carter looked out at the stars, where human ships now patrolled alongside former enemies. Keep your Council space, Elder. We've found something better out here. What is that? Freedom, purpose, and allies who chose to stand with us, not because some council decreed it, but because we earned their trust. As the Elder departed, Carter smiled. Humanity had been cast out as dangerous rebels. They had returned as something far more powerful, the leaders of those who refused to bow to anyone's definition of civilization. In the void sectors, a new kind of galactic community was being born, one built on merit rather than tradition, on courage rather than comfort. And at its heart, humanity had found their true calling among the stars.